Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
This is the Cinereelists, episode 614. My name is Kyle.
My name is James.
And my name is Zach.
And we're here to talk movies, movie lists, and movie trivia for the next hour or so. And we're kind of doing a shorter one today, guys. We actually might stick to this next hour or so promise that we make every week.
Well, now that you've said that, we definitely won't.
We're definitely going to spend 2 hours on Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget.
Yep, for sure. There's a lot to talk about in this movie. Welcome to the podcast. This is our recording just a day or two before Christmas. Day or two? 3 days before? Whatever.
4 days before.
4 days before. This is us recording now because Christmas Eve would be Sunday night. That's our normal recording night. Not to get too inside baseball, but yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but no less of a fun episode, I predict.
In fact, I would say this will probably have the same amount of fun as a regular episode, half the length. So you're getting like
Wouldn't
your
that
fun
be
per
half
capita.
the fun? Wouldn't that be half the fun?
No, the same amount of fun in a smaller package. So like your
We're going to cram
your
it all
fun
in.
density is going to be much higher. Yes.
No. If it's the same, you think it's the same total fun, like compressed into half the time?
Exactly. Yes.
Not the same rate of fun.
No. We're going to double the rate of fun.
Why? What's causing the rate of fun to double?
Yeah.
No, because I don't think our listeners expect a rate of fun. I think they expect a total quantity of fun. So no matter
They
how long
expect
the
a
episode
minute to
is,
minute fun.
No, I want to take all the fun we normally have and just smush it down into a smaller package. Just fun density.
When do you anticipate starting to do that on your end?
I've already. Zach, say something.
Really?
Could you start? Like maybe you could be funny.
Okay, so you're putting this all on me.
Yeah. Everyone knows you're the funny one.
Everybody knows that?
Yeah, it's a given.
Thought it was a secret.
No, I'm the funny one. Kyle's the straight man, and then James is color commentary.
Yeah. Yep. I have nothing sarcastic to say.
I like the idea that Kyle's the straight man. That's hilarious. We're having fun here. Before we jump into even more
at double
fun,
the rate, apparently.
That's how you have fun, right? You just repeat that you're having fun over and over again.
I'm having fun.
Before we get into the real fun, we need to remind you there's a video version of this podcast on YouTube. Go check it out there. There's also a Patreon at patreon.com/Cinereelists. Check that out. Support the podcast, get extra after show audio. You could also leave us an Apple Podcast review. If you want to get us a nice gift for Christmas, just do that. Just go to Apple Podcasts, even if you don't listen there, and leave us a review. 5 stars only. You could
unless
also,
you actually listen there, it's not going to count the review.
What do you mean, unless you actually listen there?
You have to listen to an episode before it'll accept the review.
Okay. Well, then listen to an episode and then leave a review.
Zach, that's not a very fun thing to say. That's kind of a buzzkill.
No. Try to be more fun.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
Come on.
think the truth is fun.
No, the truth is lame.
All right. Also, you could send us an email. heyguys at cinereelists.com. Send a comment, question, list suggestion, movie suggestion, any of those kinds of things. Maybe send us your top 10 of 2023 if you have it already.
Mm-hmm.
Because we will be looking to collect those in the coming weeks in anticipation of our top 20 of 2023 lists. So, or if you've seen something here in this last run that we absolutely need to see before we make that list, send it to us via email for sure. All that being said, are you guys ready to have some fun while criticizing the new animated film Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget?
I still prefer to critique than instead of criticize.
All right. Well, you can critique and I will criticize.
All right.
Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget is streaming on Netflix. We're going to get into it right after this clip.
All right, everyone. Please, quiet. Now, we all know about the new road. And the trucks taking chickens to what looks like some kind of farm.
A farm?
No, it's all right, Beryl. Listen. We know from experience what that can mean. It's something we just can't ignore. We really only have one choice.
I don't want to hear it.
We've got to do something. We have to hide.
Huh?
Hide?
Yes. Hide.
You mean pretend we're not here?
Exactly.
That was Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. This is a 2023 British stop-motion animated comedy film directed by Sam Fell and starring the voices of Tandy Newton, Zachary Levi, Bella Ramsey, Imelda Staunton, Lynn Ferguson, David Bradley, Jane Horrocks, Ramesh Ranganathan, Daniel Mays, Peter Serafinowicz, Nick Mohammed, and Miranda Richardson, amongst others. Although that's probably most of them. That's a long list of names.
I'm sure who else are missing there.
Yep. The official IMDb plot synopsis for Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget is: having pulled off an escape from Tweedy's farm, Ginger has found a peaceful island sanctuary for the whole flock. But back on the mainland, the whole of chicken kind faces a new threat, and Ginger and her team decide to break in. Break into what? That's the question.
Well, it makes sense
Maybe
if you
we'll
see the
discuss
movie.
that.
All right. This is Zach's first Chicken Run movie. We found out
It
last
is.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a lot of recap, a lot of flashbacks to the first film, so hopefully you weren't too lost.
No.
No, you were able to follow
Well,
this children's animated film.
Yeah, I don't feel like I was too lost.
I don't know. There wasn't too much backstory that you're missing out on.
Didn't feel like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Although the previous movie looks pretty like, I don't know, dour. It's like a POW or concentration camp themed film.
It is. One of the big contrasts I saw between this one and the previous one is this one's just so much brighter, like just literally brighter in the colors they use, as well as just didn't feel like as a dark a theme as the first one, which correct is like a POW prison escape movie.
Sure. We didn't discuss this beforehand, but we're talking spoilers, right? I mean, nothing
not
like nothing like
not a ton.
crazy spoiler,
No,
but like
it's not a ton to spoil.
we're not going to worry about mentioning things that happen in the movie, even though,
No.
right. We're not going to, well, I'm just letting people know as they listen that if they really don't want Dawn of the Nugget spoiled for them at all, they probably shouldn't listen to this because I feel like talking freely about this movie. What'd you guys think of Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget? We got to start with Zach, right? We gotta
Yeah,
know
being that
his
he's
first
new to the
impression.
franchise.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, as I was watching this, along with my wife, we were both just wondering why you guys were so excited to watch this movie. I had a very ho-hum experience, and it felt very much like I was just watching a kids movie.
I mean, you were watching a kids movie.
Yeah, well, it felt like that.
Have you watched any of the other Aardman animations like Wallace and Gromit? Or
I have.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Wallace and Gromit?
They have a certain charm to them.
Okay,
Yeah,
You
they have a
didn't,
certain charm to them.
you didn't
I
find
think
that
I-
charm here?
Maybe a little bit less. I specifically like Wallace and Gromit as characters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These chickens I didn't really care about too much. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
if you had watched the first movie and really been emotionally invested in the trials that they went through to be where they were, you would really care more about what they had to go through again.
Yeah. I think that was the issue. You got to go
Yeah.
back and watch the first one.
The movie's so cartoony that it's hard to know what the logic is, like what is dangerous and what's not, like what can they cartoon logic out of and what can't they.
Mhm.
So nothing really felt at peril at any point. because anything could happen at any time. And yeah, I don't know. I had a very ho-hum experience watching this.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's kind of the big difference between the first one and the second one is the first one felt like maybe there were more stakes or that they wouldn't just kind of like, I don't know. I can't think of an example where they did this in the new one, but it kind of felt like the danger was presented far more cartoonish in this, whereas the danger in the first one was like realish. You know what I mean? Like they were really gonna get their heads chopped off and
Yeah,
that
was exactly it. The danger of the first one is you are going to be killed,
right?
In a matter-of-fact way.
Did you guys suggest I watch the first one with my kids? Because I do not think my 3-year-old needs to see a chicken's head get cut off with an axe.
It
in a
doesn't.
Dark,
that's the
night-lit
point.
room.
They just talk about it,
and they show the axe.
It's
gleaming in the moonlight.
I mean,
I don't know if he needs that in his life.
They are PG movies. I didn't realize that until today that the first one was PG and so is this. So, I get waiting, till they're 6 or 7 or so.
But Zach, it's a great way to start a conversation with your 3-year-old about the Holocaust. It's through Chicken Run, and just like you gotta.
It's never too
introduce
early.
it slowly. Right. Yeah.
We're working our way through Showa right now.
Okay. What does he think 6 hours in so far?
So, Kyle, I think maybe before we say what we thought about the movie, we should justify why we forced Zach to watch a children's film.
Sure.
Why do we like the Chicken Run movies? Or at least the first one. Why do we like the first one?
Well, I would say I'm more of a fan of Aardman entertainment animation than I am of Chicken Run specifically. I did watch Chicken Run a couple years ago with my kid. He was not 3 at the time. I can't remember how old he was, like 5 or 6. And it was fun to watch again. But I'm not in love with the Chicken Run series per se. I do like Aardman animation. Galen was on a strong run of watching Wallace and Gromit when he was younger, and Shaun the Sheep. Zach, that actually might be a better one to watch with your kids. The Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon. Because it's Aardman. It's a lot of sci-fi movie references, but it's definitely way more kid friendly. There's no danger of death or anything like that in that one. So
there's no dialogue in that one either.
Minimal. There's minimal
almost
dialogue
no
in
dialogue.
Farmageddon. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's based around these sheep. So I think I was more excited about a new Aardman animation movie that was claymation versus just Chicken Run per se.
Okay.
But I enjoyed this one. I don't think it's still my favorite, Aardman animation movie they've done. Like Curse of the Were Rabbit, I think is a better movie. But I liked I mentioned before. Oh, you're shaking your head. Okay, interesting. You can respond to that.
I don't like that movie.
Put a pin in that one. We'll get back to that one. Like I mentioned before, I like just how this one amped the color up. Where the first one is drab and rainy, and you are in this POW camp. This one, everything is way more colorful, even when you are in the chicken captivity area. That's also just the colors are cranked up. I found this movie funny. I can't tell you like specific jokes that stood out to me, but I was definitely letting out audible guffaws throughout this movie, having a good time with that. And if I had, with one thing stood out to me, I don't remember Ginger being such a central character in the first Chicken Run. I thought it was Rocky, who was voiced by Mel Gibson in the first one. Maybe that's just because that's just the actor, the name I recognized. But Megan, who watches with me, is apparently a big fan of Chicken Run. I was not aware of that. And she was like, oh no, Ginger's all over that one. And she was explaining to me how Rocky's much more of a minor character in the first Chicken Run and Ginger's the main one. I thought maybe just with the whole Mel Gibson thing, they were like, we'll just take his character, push him to the side and make her the main show. But I don't think that's the case whatsoever. So yeah, I think for a colorful children's movie, there's a lot worse out there. I'd rather watch this than Trolls or Smurfs or things along those lines.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely as like a piece of animation, although the claymation itself is impressive. Like, I'm impressed of how Aardman can sometimes move the camera around their characters as they're interacting with the world that they're in. So I think like animation wise, I'm impressed. Story wise, it was fine. Seen worse. I don't know if people need to rush out and see it, but I think if you're a fan of Aardman, it's worth checking out.
Yeah, I mean, I echo pretty much everything other than the Curse of the Were Rabbit or whatever that movie's called. I didn't like that one, but I really like Aardman. And Chicken Run is by far my favorite thing that they've ever done. Chicken Run, Zach, I don't know how you don't know this, but Chicken Run is my 86th favorite movie of all time.
It's a top 100.
It's a top 100 movie for me.
Okay, so that's why we're watching this.
Yeah, I mean, I love Chicken Run. So the idea that they made a sequel, I did not expect them to ever make a sequel because one, Mel Gibson, and two, it had been so long. And whenever they make one of these, it takes 5 years to make it. And so
what number is it for you?
86.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I love the original Chicken Run. I find it incredibly charming, and also it has two things I love. One, charming. Two, it has a sense of danger, like a palatable sense of danger. So maybe you don't prefer that in your movies that you're going to show your kids, but as an adult watching a movie that has jokes in it that are not necessarily jokes that only grown-ups could understand, but there's certainly jokes that make more sense in the context of the framing of the film. You know what I mean? Like the whole Great Escape of it all.
Yeah.
The jokes about the Rocky character, the rooster who is like a stuntman, and just stuff that would fly right over a kid's head. Very British style humor. I found that this one was certainly not as good and not as snappy as the first one in its dialogue and the presentation. Like the first movie just flies. There is no wasted space in that movie at all. Whereas in this one, I just kind of occasionally was kind of like, all right, can we move this along? How many times do we have to like walk around this big, giant, colorful room and like have zombie chickens, moan at each other or whatever they're doing? I don't know. I just, maybe it wasn't that slow. Maybe I just wasn't into what they were doing. And that's why it felt slow to me.
Yeah. I mean, I do appreciate that this movie kind of got to it. Like, it gave you an introduction.
Mm-hmm.
It had like kind of a montage of this girl growing up, and then she sees the outside world, and next scene she's gone.
Mm-hmm. So
like she's not spending the next 10 minutes wondering about the outside world and doing a whole Moana thing of like, when can I go out there? She just like goes. And I appreciate the movie just took us right into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. I don't
Did
know.
anyone else, Kyle, did you feel like it dragged at all? It felt like it was long to me.
So Megan fell asleep. And
What a
She's
fan.
a big chicken run fan.
Yeah. And definitely in the back half, my eyes were getting heavy at times. So
Sure.
yeah, I would say like I did enjoy kind of like the middle heist stuff of it. Right.
Mhm.
When they're planning this Mission Impossible style break in and they're going through like all the motions. I thought that was kind of fun. And then you got kind of this sort of action-y ending, I guess you can put it, where they're being chased by the bad guy and so. And at that point, the eyelids were starting to get a little heavy. And I may have nodded off briefly for small stretches of that finale.
Yeah.
I watched this movie in 2 sittings.
Okay.
And I actually started from the beginning for the second sitting because I fell asleep. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep in 3 minutes.
Wow, that is really fast.
Were you just tired, maybe?
Probably.
Okay.
And so the next time I restarted it over.
So when you say 2 sittings, you watch 3 minutes, went to bed, and then started from the beginning again.
You gave yourself a 3-minute preview. You hardly fell asleep and restarted it.
I gave it the opportunity to wake me up.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you 3-minute ruled it.
No. I restarted it.
You came back to it.
For me, after 45 minutes, if I don't like a film, I'll immediately restart it and watch it over.
Watch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You're gonna force it. This is a bit tangential. Do either of you fall asleep with the TV on in your bedrooms?
On purpose?
I did that night.
No. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like.
Does
on
YouTube
purpose.
on a phone count as TV?
Yes.
on?
Yes, I would say so. Do you fall asleep to a screen? Is that part of your routine of like, I put a screen on and I watch this till I fall asleep?
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Okay.
No, maybe twice a week.
Okay. Interesting.
You?
No, I don't have it. We don't have a TV in the bedroom. And I like if I'm on the couch watching TV and I'm falling asleep, then it's turn it off, go to bed.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have been watching something on TV, and then I'll wake up and it's 4 a.m. and I'm on the couch. And I'm like, oops.
Oops. All right, did it again.
That's happened. That probably happens once or twice a year, I would say.
Right. I had a college roommate who had to fall asleep with the TV on.
Ugh.
And we're good friends, so we were roommates for a couple of years. And like for a while, it was ingrained that I had to have the same thing. And like I needed to break that habit once it became an adult on my own.
There's nothing that I need to fall asleep.
Okay.
Like I'm not addicted to anything to fall asleep. I'm just tired all the time, so that's my secret.
I just need sleeping pills, and that's fine. And, you're just tired all the time, right? You're a middle-aged parent of 2 small children.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to Chicken Run.
No, this is fun, James. We're gonna stick on this topic.
I'm kind of sad that this is not nearly as good in my mind. I didn't have an issue with it. It's just I agree with Zach. It feels like a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And the first one is definitely a kid's movie too, but also felt like the good Pixar movies where they land like a kid could watch it, but also as an adult, you're going to get far more out of it. That's how I felt about the first Chicken Run. And in this movie, you got a whole Monsters University situation going on here where it's just kind of like, okay, this is a sequel you probably didn't have to make. You didn't really have a lot to say, and you kind of made the same movie, but in reverse type of thing, like where now they're trying to break in. Plus, the first movie was as grounded in reality as a claymation movie about chickens is going to be. Whereas in this one, you've got zombie necklaces and giant prison complexes for chicken. You know what I mean? Like just a bunch of
robot
stuff
ducks.
Just does not exist in the real world. Whereas the first Chicken Run is like a normal chicken coop place.
Yeah, that was an incredibly high-tech fortified chicken factory.
Right. Yeah. So I get it. It's a sequel. They're trying to amp it all up, and they did. And also, you lost something in the process, in my opinion. And so I saw it.
Yeah.
It was fine. But
Zach, you had a good point about like what's the cartoon logic? Because there are definitely human characters, who are subjected to things that I was surprised that they came on the other side of. And I was just like, oh, okay. So they're like, we're really going full cartoon in this. There is no reality. It's just, here's funny things that happen.
You're talking about when she got put in the grinder?
I mean, that's one moment. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay. Well, bad guy is now dead. and then bad guy comes out the other end. I was like, oh, never mind. I guess
not dead.
Like what? The chicken goes in the grinder and gets chopped up into a bunch of little chicken nuggets that are deep fried. A human goes in the grinder and comes out as one full-size battered, spoiler
human.
Alert. Yeah. And then shakes it off and continues on their rampage.
I mean, in that moment, I was like, this is kind of gross. And then they brought her out, fully formed but fried. Then I was like, okay, they chickened out. No pun intended.
You really wish you wanted her to be covered in like burn wounds, right?
I'm just saying,
skin
if you're
falling
gonna
off of her, and
if you're gonna put a person through a grinder, you better do it for real. I mean, for real.
that would be a funny like kids movie moment. Like you're watching this movie, it's all pretty sanitary, And then all of a sudden, we see a person get ground up into chicken bits, and it's just full gore. You're like, whoa.
That's why they got their PG.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else there is to say about this. I was kind of disappointed by it.
Right. It's a kids movie.
Yeah. The first one too, Mel Gibson's Rocky definitely has a bigger role. I would say it's a co-lead with
Ginger.
with the Ginger character.
Yeah.
Because like the first half an hour is all about him. He like comes to the the farm, and all the chickens are like enamored by him, and he's like bragging about
Because he's
all
like the
his
Rocket or
travels.
something.
Yeah, he's like
he's a stunt guy.
He's the stunt guy, and he's, like all the women are swooning over him except for Ginger, type of thing. And then something dangerous happens, and they all look to him, and he's actually kind of a wuss in real life. So it's a similar story to like Three Amigos type of thing, where it's all show and no substance. And then that's why Ginger has to break everybody out, as far as the inciting incident of the first one. In this one, it was just kind of like, I don't know, the whole mother-daughter thing too. I was just kind of like, okay, this is not why I like Chicken Run. Why are you not making the first movie over again? That's what I want, clearly. I mean, that's the danger with sequels, right? 20 years later, is that I want more. I just don't want it to be any different than what you've already given me. I want more of exactly what you've given me.
You want a Chicken Run Maverick.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maverick still, like, you watch Maverick, you watch Top Gun. They're two totally different movies. They're just good in their own ways.
Right.
So I would have taken a Chicken Run or a Chicken Run 2 that was good in its own way. Instead, I got a Chicken Run 2 that's like just another kid's movie. I will say, though, the silo scene with all those kernels was insane. Like, from a technical standpoint, how they did that, I don't know. It was super impressive.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say Aardman is up there with Leica for amazing claymation. I mean, like Leica goes much more realistic, where Aardman's more cartoony, but I think they're both very well crafted.
Yeah, and Leica uses green screens. I don't know if Aardman uses green screens.
I assume. I mean, I saw in the credits they had CG artist credits. So
they definitely paint out armatures, but I don't know. I think all the backgrounds are.
Oh, you think all the backgrounds are
Yeah.
real? That could be the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I know they paint out armatures, and they have like their mouth replacements and stuff like that. And so they'll on the puppets they'll fill in the seams with CG.
Okay.
You can't tell that they just swapped out a mouth instead of sculpting mouth every time. But they've been doing that since back in the Chicken Run days and before. So, all right. So you're out on original Chicken Run, Zach. I'll never get you to watch it, even though it's like far better than this.
What's in his top 100? I think you have to watch it.
Does he have to watch it?
I wouldn't say I will never watch it, but if you want to pit it against another movie, and one of them I have to choose to never watch ever again,
Don't.
I would consider it
as a movie you'll never watch again.
Yeah.
Or ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick that one.
Yeah, you're really missing out on Chicken Run. That's a classic right there.
That would not have, even before this conversation, would not have been a movie I would have chosen to try to convince you to watch, for sure.
All right, Zach, it's Chicken Run or The Croods. You got to choose one.
The Croods are bad.
Honestly, is The
I haven't
Croods
seen...
Aardman also?
Is it?
No.
It's 3D animated.
I thought Aardman had a caveman one.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
I think I've seen all the Aardman ones, though, and they haven't had a good one in a while.
Isn't
they
like
that,
First... Yeah.
They had that soccer movie, First Man.
No, Early Man. Early Man is the Aardman
caveman
one. Yeah.
They had that one. They had the pirate one. And
Band of
Shaun the
Pirates.
Sheep. Shaun the Sheep was good. I haven't seen the Farmageddon one, but the first Shaun the Sheep was good.
Farmageddon. I recommend Farmageddon. Zach, you should watch Farmageddon over Chicken Run with the kids.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't seen Farmageddon, but I disagree. Chicken Run's great. Number 86 out of 600. All right. Are you guys ready to star rate letterbox style the movie Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nuggets?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna give it?
I'll give it 3 stars.
2.5.
Unfortunately, it's a 2.5 for me as well. So 2 2.5s and a 3 for Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nuggets. Nuggets or Nugget? I don't remember.
You tell me.
I think it's Nugget.
No S on the end. It's Nugget.
It's
Before we
Snugget?
go, it's Snugget.
It's Nugget. Okay.
Before we go, it's time to complete our third round of the 2023 movie trivia challenge. Round 1, Zach. Zach ran through 40 cards of trivia via the, what's it called? Movie trivia game? Is that what it says on the bottom?
Trivia.
It's called just movie trivia. It's generic movie trivia.
Does not say game.
No game, just movie
But
trivia.
it covers topics such as camera, popcorn, chair, or clapper.
Nice. Clapper. Is that
chair.
called a
Okay.
clapper?
I don't know. What do you call it?
I don't know.
Slate?
It's a slate.
slate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew there was an industry term that was not clapper. Yeah, so there's 40 questions. They're the same questions that I asked Zach 2 weeks ago, and then we asked Kyle a week ago, and now we're going to ask me. The downside is, or the upside, depending on who you are, is that I've heard these questions twice. And when Zach went through it and when Kyle went through it, they had never heard him once. So in theory, I should be able to do pretty well. I guess I did not bring a pen and paper to keep score. I may have one. Hold on a second.
So, Zach, what was your score when you did this the first time?
Oh, man. I'd have to look it up. I think you got like 73 and I got 68, something like that.
I think I got 72 because
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like 67 or 68.
Yeah, you're 67 or 68. And then it took you 7 minutes ish.
Yeah.
It took me
And
around
you
5 minutes.
five-ish, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, Zach, do you think now that James has read these questions to us twice, 2 weeks in a row, can he beat us?
Yeah, absolutely. He has every advantage to beat us. He's going to do extremely well.
He has but will he beat us is the question.
Of course. James is a man that
okay.
rises to the occasion, that takes advantage of every opportunity given to him. He doesn't just, take his privilege for granted, but he uses it to do his best.
My privilege.
Zach, you
Oh
have
my
so much
gosh.
more confidence in James than I do.
I think I'll do pretty well. I don't think I'll beat you guys just because there's certain questions in here that like I can't imagine why you would know those things, but you guys
Perhaps
didn't,
if you've
so.
been told them twice.
But like that would be like if I cared to know, I would remember them, but I don't care.
You have
So,
to care to know?
How
I'll
did
see
you
if I
study
can
in
get them. We'll
college?
see. We'll see how I
Okay.
do.
All
Maybe I'll get them.
Now, James, you have to keep track of your own score.
Yep. Somebody
Kyle,
else
you have
has
to keep
time
track
me.
of his time.
Okay, I will time him.
I'm
All
ready.
right. Kyle, count me down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Finish this quote. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Boat. Jaws.
What does the Little
Great start,
Mermaid
Zach.
call forks in her collection?
I don't know. I don't remember. Thingamadoos.
Is it A, Sneedles, B, Dinglehoppers, or C, Wumbus?
Dinglehoppers.
That's correct. 1 point. What is the name of Channing Tatum's character in She's the Man 2006?
No clue.
Is it A, Sebastian, B, Duke, C, Justin?
Duke?
Correct. 1 point. What does Aladdin steal at the beginning of Aladdin 1992?
Bread.
Is it, yeah, loaf of bread,
Loaf
2
of bread.
points. Buzz Lightyear and Woody are owned by who?
Andy.
2 points. Who is the actor that plays the young Spock in Star Trek 2009?
Zachary Quinto.
2 points. Where does Batman live?
Gotham City.
2 points. What is the highest grossing movie of all time as of 2022?
Avatar.
2 points. What kind of car does Marty McFly use in Back to the Future 1985?
DeLorean.
2 points. Count Dooku is a character from what movie?
Attack of the Clones.
2 points. What Monty Python and the Holy Grail character says it's just a flesh wound?
The Black Knight.
2 points. How many Von Trapp children are there in The Sound of Music?
7.
2 points. See, you do remember. What was the first horror film nominated for the Academy
Psycho.
Award for Best Picture? Is it A, The Exorcist, B, The Shining, or C, The
Exorcist.
Sixth Sense? 1 point. True or false, Ratatouille is the name of the rat in Ratatouille 2007.
False.
2 points. Which of the following was not a Leonardo DiCaprio movie from the early 2000s?
Are you gonna
A,
give
The Aviator, B, Titanic, C, Catch Me If You Can.
Titanic.
2 points. What musical features the song All That Jazz?
Chicago.
2 points. What was the first U.S. film to show a toilet flushing?
Psycho.
2 points. Who signed the baseball in The Sandlot 1993? 2 points. What is the address Nemo was taken to in Finding Nemo 2003?
1101 Wallaby, Sydney, Australia, something or other.
Is it A, W Disney 1313 Vista Way, Orlando, B, J Sparrow 6500 Pearl Lane, London, or C, P Sherman 42 Wallaby Way,
P.
Sydney?
Sherman.
Who, at 1 point, who was the first solo female host of the Oscars?
Whoopi Goldberg.
2 points. Who said this line? Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Indiana Jones.
2 points. In Aladdin 1992, what kind of pet does Jasmine have?
A cheetah.
Is it a parrot, a monkey, or a tiger?
Tiger.
2 points.
1
What
point.
song from the
1
point. What song from the animated 1994 movie The Lion King won an Oscar?
In the Air Tonight.
Is it Circle of Life, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, or Hakuna Matata?
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
1 point. True or false, Mary Poppins 1964 was the first Hollywood movie to have a swear word in it?
False.
2 points. On what planet did Luke Skywalker grow up?
Tatooine.
2 points. True or false, Chris Pratt played Captain America in The Avengers?
False.
2 points. Who directed Jaws 1975?
Steven Spielberg.
2 points. What does Nicolas Cage steal in National Treasure?
Independence. No, the the Declaration of Independence.
2 points. What is Hey Hey in Moana 2016?
A chicken.
Is it a pig, a giant crab, or a rooster?
A rooster.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 points for that. Which magazine does Miranda work for in The Devil Wears Prada 2006? Is it Runaway, Vogue, or Elle?
Runaway.
2 points. Which Disney villain turns into a dragon?
Sure. Ah, Maleficent.
2 points. What was Wilson in Castaway 2000?
Or volleyball.
2 points. Who voices Belle in the 1991 animated musical Beauty and the Beast?
Not a chance.
Is it Jodie Benson, Linda Larkin, or Paige O'Hara?
Paige O'Hara.
1 point. What jazz instrument does Ron Burgundy play?
Jazz flute.
2 points. Finish the movie title. The Hobbit, The Blank of Smog.
Desolation.
2 points. In Die Hard 1988, what is the name of the skyscraper?
Nakatomi Plaza.
2 points. What color is Luke's first lightsaber in Star Wars A New Hope?
Blue.
2 points. In The Incredibles 2004, what is Mr. Incredible's power?
Super strength.
2 points. Who plays Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games movies?
Jennifer Lawrence.
2 points. What family hires the title character in the 1964 classic Mary Poppins?
Banks.
2 points. Done.
All right.
Under 5 minutes.
So it's faster.
You were faster. Yes.
All right.
James is totaling his score silently in his head.
76.
Nice.
So be Kyle, right?
Yeah, you beat me. Yep.
What were you at?
So I was 72
Oh, okay.
or 73. There's a dispute, but I'll take 70.
So I didn't get any wrong, right? Or did I get one wrong?
You got,
you didn't get any totally wrong.
yeah.
Right.
Everything you got on the, if you didn't get it for the 2 points, you got the 1 point for him.
Yeah.
I'm proud I pulled Wallaby out of that address. Why do you guys remember the address?
Because Dory says it all the
Says it
time.
over
Keith Sherman,
and over in
42
the
Wallaby
movie.
Way, Sydney, Australia. Like
Really?
that is the one thing she remembers.
She probably says it 10 times in the movie. And then
Yeah.
if you've seen the movie 20 times, you've now heard it 200 times.
Exactly.
Gotcha. I think I've seen that movie 3 or 4 times in my life, but it's probably been 10 plus years since the last time I saw it. You know, it was when my son was a kid that we watched it a bunch.
That makes sense.
Now, James, there were certainly ones in there that you wouldn't have known.
Oh, Paige O'Hara,
like-
I only know. You first of all, you had to give me the names, but that would have been a draw from 3 names I had no idea other than
Right.
I've run through the cards twice.
Sure. But like The Number of Children in the Von Traps, you knew that because we'd gone through it.
No, I could have known that. I like Sound of Music.
Not guessing. Oh,
That's
sure.
my
But did
top
you know
100.
that or were you guessing?
I knew it this time because of the cards, but
That's
I
what I'm saying.
probably would have guessed 7.
Gotcha.
I
But
wouldn't
I'm
have
saying
known
you-
7 for sure, but I would have guessed 7.
But what I'm saying is this time you did know 7 for sure.
Sure. Yes, that's true.
The musical that had all that jazz, you knew it was Chicago.
Yeah. Because I like Chicago.
Oh, you already knew?
I would have known that. Yeah.
I'm concerned that you thought Jasmine had a cheetah in
Yeah,
Aladdin.
that's. Are you okay?
What did she have? A tiger?
You
Yeah.
tell me. You just did the trivia.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference between a cheetah and a tiger.
Well, that's
is
certainly not true.
Very false.
It's
like-
definitely not true.
They're
Tigers
both
are-
cats.
Cheetahs can't even roar.
Yeah, cheetahs almost meow. They kind of meow hiss.
They chirp like a bird.
Right. They are much leaner.
I don't watch Aladdin for the tigers or the jasmines. I watch it for the genie. So I don't really remember.
Do you like the movie Aladdin?
Yeah, I do.
How many times have you seen it?
I like it just fine.
How many times have you seen Aladdin?
Probably 10 times or more.
Okay.
See,
My
I
lifetime.
can't count. It's uncountable the number of times I've seen Aladdin.
Yeah, it's uncalculable.
Uncalculable.
Well, good for you guys.
Do you remember the name of the tiger, James?
Kitty?
No, he does say
No.
down kitty.
Yeah, he says down kitty. It's
but it's
Raja.
Raja,
Okay.
which is queen.
Yeah, I don't. These are all things that like I haven't watched in a long time. Between Chicken Run and this,
Still.
I have not watched these since probably 2010, sub 2010.
I don't think Aladdin's in your top 500. Is that correct?
I don't think it's in my top 600.
That's wild.
Zach, is it in your top 100?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, of course. Let
Might be
me
my-
see where.
Just
That's
because you
my
haven't
top-
seen Chicken Run yet.
Disney movie.
Aladdin is my number 11 film of all time.
Okay, let me see if I can find.
So I talk a lot about Robin Hood. It's my second favorite Disney cartoon.
Behind Aladdin.
But no,
Behind
no,
Robin Hood.
behind Robin Hood.
Oh, Aladdin is your second. Robin Hood
Yeah.
is your one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If you look at my top 600, there's really not a whole lot of Disney movies in there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I watched too many of them when I was a kid, so I'm just kind of tired of them.
Got burned out.
So I'm sure there's like some really good filmmaking in there, but I don't. I just see it as this thing that I saw too many times as a kid.
Oh, so this is interesting. My top, I guess Disney Pixar is Toy
Mhm.
Story. That's 25. But then I have
Oh.
Mary Poppins above Aladdin by 3 spots.
Interesting. Okay.
So I guess that would make Mary Poppins my favorite Disney movie if we're not counting Toy Story.
If you're gonna
Sure.
count Pixar movies, then I do have a lot in my in my top.
Toy
600.
Story, James, is your number 18.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying if you're talking like animated, 2D animated Disney films,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what would be in there.
You're maybe you're more of a Secret of Nim, Iron Giant kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Secret of Nim is so good. Did you guys see Secret of Nim?
You know,
We have.
I rewatched
I read the book
it.
last year.
Oh, it's a book. It's based on a book.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
book's great.
The book's better than the movie, but I like the movie too.
I watched it with Galen in this past year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun to watch. It was a nostalgia watch. I wasn't in love with it. It kind of scared me as a kid. Like it's
yeah,
a
the
little
evil
creepy.
rats.
Yeah. I
The
love
rat. Well, no, it was the owl. Remember, like the owl lives in like this really cobwebby place.
I don't remember the owl from the movie,
Sure.
but
Oh,
the
I
tractor that's going to slice up the field mice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was scary.
Probably my favorite Disney 2D animated movie is The Rescuers Down Under.
Okay.
yep. You
Yep,
love
that's
that
I
good.
love that movie. It's so good. It's an awesome one. Also a movie with a strong sense of danger, I would say.
Unlike Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget.
Or Aladdin. Aladdin's fantasy.
He
movie.
gets trapped in the
There's
Cave
danger.
of Wonders.
It's a fantasy movie.
Yes.
People
So-
are flying around on carpets. They're genies. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But once he loses the genie and Jafar becomes like a giant like serpent,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
still
like
a
there's
fantasy
legitimate
movie.
danger.
In Rescuers, they almost get eaten by a crocodile.
Right?
They almost drown going over a waterfall. It's very realistic.
What's
Would
the
you
name?
rather face a crocodile and a waterfall or a giant sorcerer snake while your girlfriend's in an hourglass suffocating?
I'm just saying fantasy stuff doesn't scare me, but like real life situations, that's where it's at.
Okay.
Because you can place yourself in the former.
I find
Or
it
the latter, I
much
should say.
more scary.
Okay.
What's scarier, funny games or Aladdin?
What's scarier if I was in the situation or just watching?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess just watching it.
So
I will say Jacob gets pretty scared watching Aladdin, and he's never complained during funny games.
Gotcha.
well, because Jacob
That kid's
understands
hard.
during funny games that he's being indicted by the movie.
Right.
No, I think he has decided if he doesn't enjoy it, then the movie has nothing to say about him.
Right. So he can separate himself from the
Yes.
horrors that are being
It's exactly
put
how I
upon
watch
the
movies.
the victims of that.
Yeah.
Whereas he watches Aladdin and sees a giant snake monster and can't deal with that.
Man, I'm looking at my movies that are like in my top 25 and like I haven't watched any of these in so long. I need to rewatch a bunch of these.
Sounds like someone's making
There's some good
a
movies.
resolution for the year.
No, I'm not making any resolutions yet. Being John Malkovich, I probably haven't seen that in 15 years.
That's in your top 25.
It's my top 25. I love that movie, but also I haven't seen it in 15 years. Maybe I don't love it. Maybe I just
I
love
do-
the memory of it.
I do kind of feel like I need to watch every movie in my top 100 twice just to feel like, does this belong in my top 100? Like
Well, the good news is that shouldn't feel like a chore at all.
No, it's not a chore. No, it's more of, do I want to rewatch these movies or do I want to watch new movies?
Yeah.
It's that decision. But yeah, like it's not like, oh, I have to rewatch Whiplash. I've seen that more than once. That's a bad example, but like there are definitely some in my top 100 I've seen once, and I think I should watch them again to cement if they belong there or not.
I'm looking at mine. I've seen all these at least twice, if not a bunch. Yeah, even the recent ones.
Okay, I'm going to go through my top 10 and estimate how many times I've seen each movie.
All right,
Okay.
I can do the same.
Good Will Hunting, maybe 15.
Okay.
Braveheart, maybe 20. Robin Hood, maybe 75. Once, maybe 6. Brick, maybe 3 times. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, maybe 10. Contact, maybe 8. Jurassic Park, maybe 12. Children of Men, maybe 5. And Gattaca, maybe 8.
You watched Contact 10 times.
Probably. And read the book.
Oh my gosh. I can't
I lo-
imagine anything more
Why?
torturous.
You don't like Contact?
Contact's fine, but man, that movie is so slow moving. I can't imagine watching it over and over again.
Oh, I wouldn't even call that movie slow moving.
Oh, come on.
I love that movie.
I'm not saying it's not a good movie. I'm just saying it's a slow movie.
Is it?
It's not slow. It's purposeful.
Yeah. It's
It's purposefully slow.
Mm-mm.
man,
Hard
there's
to
so many
disagree.
movies I would describe as slow, but not that one.
Mm.
That
It's
one
my
has
number
like
17
momentum.
contact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's in my top 600.
That's so sad.
You're right. But Chicken Run is apparently.
Yeah.
Chicken Run's number 85.
Kyle,
Alright.
yours?
Oh, yeah.
Are
Sorry.
we estimating?
Sure. Back to the Future 2 with number 10. I had probably 10 times. 7, 8, 9 are the Star Wars movies. I can't incalculatable.
No, you gotta estimate.
I would probably say over 30 for each one of those.
Okay.
Yep, at least. Saving Private Ryan 7 times.
Okay.
The Shining 5 times. Jurassic Park, let's say a dozen. Children of Men 4 times. Apocalypse Now 10 times. And 2001: A Space Odyssey 8 times, I would bet.
Only 8?
Yeah, it's not a movie that I want to just like binge every year.
What's
Because it's slow.
No,
It's good,
no,
but it's
no,
slow.
No, it's because
It's definitely slower than Contact.
I don't want to. I have a fear that if I like overwatch something, that I'm going to just burn myself out on it.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
gotcha.
very real fear.
So
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to when we finish the basement. I got this new TV. One of the first movies I'm going to watch once we get the basement all done on the new TV is 2001: A Space Odyssey on 4K.
Nice.
Very excited for that.
What's the lowest ranked movie on your list that you've only seen once?
Ooh, I was looking at this before. Do you have yours already, Zach?
No, I'm looking.
Mine is probably Before Sunset, which is at number 54,
Okay,
followed by
Mine-
Cool Hand Luke at 55. Okay.
nice. Mine is Mulholland Drive at 43.
Mine is
And if you watch that
78.
again, you'll realize that it's terrible and it should be off your top 100.
Mine is 78, The Act of Killing,
Oh,
Okay.
sure, yeah.
which is a documentary. I mean, I rarely rewatch documentaries unless they're like amazing. That is one, though, that I would rewatch someday. For sure. Okay, you guys want to know my estimates on my top 10?
Yeah,
I do.
please.
Jaws. Probably a dozen times. The Goonies. This would be like the incalculable one because we used to have like a conversion van, and one summer we drove the entire country for like a month in this conversion van, and the conversion van had a VCR in the back, and we had Goonies, and so we watched it at least once or twice a day in the car for like
Okay.
an entire summer. So I would guess probably 70 plus times in my lifetime.
Okay.
With a good 2/3 of them being that summer.
Yeah.
I would say. Groundhog Day, maybe a dozen-ish. Children of Men, maybe 8. City of God, maybe 5 or 6. La La Land, I could tell you for sure it's 6, just because that's the Letterboxd era. Parenthood, probably a dozen times. Pulp Fiction, maybe 8 or so. Back to the Future, the first one, probably a dozen. Empire Strikes Back, I couldn't even begin to guess, but I would guess, if I had to guess, somewhere around 100 plus.
Oh wow, 100 plus.
I mean, I watched it constantly as a kid. I would come home. I would come home from school and just pop it in. That's why it'd be hard to calculate because I'd watch it in like 10-minute chunks sometimes,
Yeah, it would just be something you're watching in the background.
and then I'd get called away to do something for my mom or whatever. I'd hit stop, and the next day I'd just hit play and start it from where it was. So
All of us have Children of Men in our top 10.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
I would like to amend my watch prediction for 2001: A Space Odyssey because I have it logged 4 times on Letterboxd.
and
And that's only
just-
like in the last decade. So I bet you I've seen that movie at least 10 times.
Sure.
So we're going to bump that up.
All right. What movie do you, the listener, think you've seen the most? We'd love to hear it. And how many times? Hey guys at Cinereelists.com. Send us the movie that you've seen the most. You could also check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@Cinereelists. Watch while you listen. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Cinereelists. Leave us an Apple Podcast review. We'd appreciate that. Or follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok @Cinereelists. Or you could follow me on my personal Twitter or Letterboxd account @YoJRB.
You can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd @Shaban.
You can find me on Letterboxd @PeterSKB.
Next week, we will be criticizing Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Long Dash, Part 1, A Child of Fire. He's getting a little carried away with himself, I think, here. Like, at least with Dune, they were like, this isn't a Part 1. And then after it came out, they're like, okay, it's a Part 1.
Yeah. But then call it Dune Part 1 : whatever. The Rise of Paul.
All right. Do you think he did that because Netflix is going to let him make the second movie no matter what?
I'm sure the deal was a 2-movie deal.
Yeah. I think they shot them together.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that's going to be on Netflix. If you want to pre-watch it, definitely check it out. We'll be talking that next week. And Merry Christmas. Or Happy Holidays if you're not, white Christian. Just Christian.
I celebrate Christmas, not Christian. It's not a religious thing per se.
I mean, it is, right?
Well,
all right, let's not get into this.
There is a secular component that many people. No, you
Sure.
open this. But
I didn't mean to bring this up. Literally, is the last word of the podcast, but
podcast ends with unless you're a white Christian. See you guys.
I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is, Happy Holidays. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep it Cinereal.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.